Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it happens to be where you are. My name is Jacob, producer and host for the Pilot Club. Welcome to episode 76 of TPC Hangar, the show where we take a look at the news and upcoming flights for the club. This week, we'll go over the news and flights for the week of November 13th through November 19th. New long-haul missions have dropped for the month of November. Our long-haul missions encourage pilots to fly long-haul routes flown by companies in the real world every day. Our domestic flight for this month takes us 2,600 nautical miles west from Los Angeles, California to Honolulu, Hawaii. The Western Hemisphere flight stretches 2,400 nautical miles south from Cancun, Mexico to Lima, Peru. Our Eastern Hemisphere flight will take pilots from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, 2,000 nautical miles south to Antananarivo, Madagascar. Our short around-the-world flight takes us from Keflavik, Iceland to Marrakesh, Morocco, 2,300 nautical miles to the south. And finally, our long flight around the world covers 5,000 nautical miles north from Cape Town, South Africa to Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. Pilots will unlock the long-haul role on our Discord upon completing their first long-haul mission, and will earn 1,000 TPC points for each route they complete during the month of November. Choosing an appropriate aircraft to the route and planning the flight are the pilot's responsibility, and please note that the use of time acceleration is not allowed during these flights. This week also saw the launch of November's Explorer flights. Part 1 of this latest series of Explorer missions gives us a look at military airfields across the United States, starting with Laughlin Air Force Base in Del Rio, Texas. First established in 1943 as Laughlin Army Airfield, the facility later reopened as Laughlin Air Force Base in 1952. In addition to serving as a training facility for new pilots, reconnaissance aircraft based out of Laughlin played a key role during the Cuban Missile Crisis during the Cold War. Today, Laughlin continues to train military aviators. Laughlin features 3 parallel runways, with the center runway being the longest at 8,852 feet. Randolph Air Force Base in Universal City, Texas is next. Just outside San Antonio, Randolph first opened as a training facility for the U.S. Army Air Corps in 1931 and continues to train U.S. Air Force pilots to this day. Randolph features 2 parallel runways of roughly equal length at 8,352 feet. Next up is Vance Air Force Base, located outside Enid, Oklahoma. The facility began teaching cadets how to fly in 1941, though it wasn't officially opened until 1942, when it was first named Enid Army Flying School. It was later renamed in honor of Lieutenant Colonel Leon Vance Jr., an Enid local who was awarded the Medal of Honor as a pilot during World War II. Today, Vance Air Force Base continues to train pilots for the Air Force, Navy, and Marines. Vance features 2 parallel runways, with the longest being 9,217 feet. Edwards Air Force Base, just south of Edwards, California, is home to the United States Air Force Testing Center and Test Pilot School, as well as NASA's Armstrong Flight Research Center. Edwards has been the site of many of aviation's most exciting moments, including Chuck Yeager's first supersonic flight in 1947, the early landing tests of the Space Shuttle program, and the Rutan Voyager's 9-day around-the-world flight in 1986. It turns out landing space shuttles takes a lot of distance, which Edwards covers with its 15,024-foot runway. Finally, we have McGuire Air Force Base in Wrightstown, New Jersey. Originally known as Fort Dix Airport in 1937, the airport was opened to military traffic in 1941, then renamed McGuire Air Force Base in honor of Medal of Honor recipient Major Thomas B. McGuire Jr. in 1948. McGuire Air Force Base has played a vital role in support and logistics throughout its history, providing a staging area for evacuations from Kosovo and acting as a staging point for FEMA operations during the aftermath of 9/11 and later following Hurricanes Katrina and Rita, as well as providing support for Operation Enduring Freedom. McGuire features 2 runways, with the longest being 10,014 feet. Pilots who complete at least 1 Explorer flight will unlock the Explorer role in our Discord, including access to a private exploration channel. You can also receive 500 TPC points for each destination on the list that you fly into or out of during the month of November. All you have to do is leave a comment on our blog post telling us where you went, Then share a few pics from your flight in the screenshots channel of our Discord. There's still time left, so start planning your Explorer flight today. Now it's time to take a look at the upcoming flights for the week. First up, it's GA Tuesday, hosted by Mark, Pilot Club 444. We'll be headed to California this week, as Mark has us flying into San Carlos Airport in commemoration of the Crystal Eagle Awards dinner held there every year in November. Mark has provided us a route that starts at Reno International Airport in Nevada and travels south along the edge of Lake Tahoe before turning west and passing over Placerville and Mather Field, then turning south again until we reach Stockton. There, the route turns west again until we come to land at San Carlos. Since this is a fly-in event, departure airport is at the pilot's discretion. Mark has prepared a detailed flight briefing for us to study, which includes useful and important information about our arrival airport, useful weather resources, as well as recommended add-ons for your sim of choice. So be sure to take a look. Up next, it's TPC and Sky Blue Radio's Fly-In Thursday, hosted by Dylan, Pilot Club 1496. This week, we spend some time with our friends up in the Kansas City RTEC as we visit Topeka Regional Airport. KFOE is a Class Delta airport located about 30 nautical miles west of the Kansas City Bravo and features a 12,800-foot runway that can easily accommodate larger traffic. Departure airport and flight planning are at the pilot's discretion, and as always, we welcome all traffic from single-engine piston all the way up to biz jets and airliners. Once you safely reach cruise, don't forget to tune in to Sky Blue Radio, either through their website or through the link on our event page. Sky Blue Radio, sounding great at any altitude. It's Friday Night Ops. Over the river and through the woods, Cleveland RTEC, Minneapolis RTEC, and Memphis RTEC are teaming up to provide 4 hours of non-stop coverage centered around Detroit Metro, Minneapolis-St. Paul, and Memphis International. This will be a non-hosted event with no briefing. Routing and flight planning are at the pilot's discretion. Saturday brings us TPC Flight School's monthly discovery flight, hosted by Mike, Pilot Club 1079. If you're new to VATSIM or new to flight sims in general and would like to learn more about realistic flight simulation and ATC communication, then this is the flight for you. Or maybe you're just looking to brush up. New and experienced pilots alike are welcome. This event is limited to single-engine or twin-engine general aviation aircraft between 100 and 150 knots, so aircraft like the Cessna 172, the Piper Warrior II, or the Diamond DA-40 are perfect to bring along on this flight. We saved the best for last with Sunday Fun Day, hosted by Andrew, Pilot Club 826. Andrew has us following a route from Jacksonville, Florida, down to Havana, Cuba. The route stretches about 547 nautical miles down the coast of Florida, over the Everglades, and past the Keys on the way south into Havana. That just about wraps up this episode of TPC Hangar. Be sure to give us a like, then subscribe and click the notification bell to be notified of our future episodes. Check out our website at thepilotclub.org and join the conversation on our Discord. We hope everyone has a great week, and we'll see you in the skies.